Neurodegenerative disease, Parkinson's in particular, is a process of toxic buildup or toxic waste inside the nerve cells. This toxic waste is believed to be the result of oxidation inflammatory reactions occurring, okay? So I describe oxidation as rusting on a car, but instead of it happening in the car, it's happening to the cells in the brain, okay? Or if someone leaves an avocado out overnight and it turns brown, or a banana as it oxidizes. Imagine that same type of thing happening within the body. Now, with that being said, when we use CBD, and we can take this right from the government patent, it acts as a powerful antioxidant. And that is probably one of the most important things when it comes to CBD benefiting individuals with Parkinson's disease. Now, for those listeners who aren't familiar with the patent, I'm just going to read some of the bulk parts of it for people. Cannabinoids have been found to have antioxidant properties. This newfound property makes them useful in the prophylaxis, which would imply prevention of, a wide variety of oxidation-associated diseases. The patent goes on to talk about using it for people with stroke and head trauma, but they also mention this, or in the treatment of neurodegenerative diseases, such as Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and HIV-related dementia. So I think for anyone who's kind of doubtful or on the edge, they can just look right to the government patent that was obtained, because they stated in that patent that CBD, specifically cannabidiol, is beneficial as a neuroprotectant and as a neuroantioxidant. And that's really what these individuals need. They need to stop, or at least slow down, that oxidation, that cellular rusting reaction from occurring within the body. So again, we're starting to look at the cause of a lot of these diseases being genetics and being an accumulation of toxic waste. Now, whether that's due to foods we're eating, toxins we're exposed to in the environment, any number of things, we can't pinpoint it. We want to stop that oxidation process, and CBD seems to be just one of the ways to do that. It probably has to do with the impact CBD has on dopamine, because dopamine can play a large role in many aspects of our central nervous system, and I have a feeling it's going to be related to CBD's impact on the dopamine and the dopamine receptors. That's probably where people should look if they want a more detailed explanation of that. But it is amazing what we've seen in our offices as well, too. And I'll tell you, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for people to see results. So to your point, being able to use a product that is safe and being able to use a product that's effective, especially in perhaps a very low amount, what more could you ask for? So there's a few different ways to go about this. I've seen it quoted where people could go as much as 10 milligrams split up 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, 10 milligrams in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, and 10 in the evening. I've also seen it recommended where, and this is what we do with people here, we usually start people between 5 and 10 milligrams for that first dose, and then we add on another 5. So 5 in the afternoon, 5 towards the evening. So that's 10 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening. And that's a starting dose of 20 milligrams a day. Now, I look for those basic common, I'll call them side effects, but usually people report a dull headache. If they took too much, that's the most common thing we hear. That's about as bad as it gets for people, a dull headache. If that individual comes back in and says, hey, I had a dull headache, we cut back. Most people that I'm working with probably end between 30 and 50 milligrams a day that we see in my offices. Now, as a disclaimer, obviously, we're not working with hundreds of Parkinson's patients here. So, of course, someone else might have a different take on that. But I must say, in the book, CBD oil, What You Need to Know, they do quote going up into those macro doses ranges, the macro dose ranges for individuals suffering from advanced Parkinson's. So I think it depends on the stage of the disease, and it depends on the symptoms that the individual is suffering from.